Hello, it's Friday, May 3rd, 2019. I want to yak at you for a second if you don't mind. I actually made a video earlier today to upload, and I hate it when I do this. I didn't check and it was on line in, so the mic was off. And it felt good, you know. You know how when you do things and you're done, and it's like, yeah, that turned out pretty good. I was pissed, you know. So making sure that it's on the webcam microphone. I don't have anything real specific, just some thoughts. It's like the weekend is coming, and I know some of you would like to see a post, and so here is one. I'll start with some music, and then I'll go general because, as you know, this is me at my home. My channel is just a reflection of my life. Okay, so I share with you exactly what I want to share. I haven't been playing a lot of records lately. For a couple weeks now, I haven't played that. I've been going through. I've been doing spring cleaning, yard work, some minor house repairs, and the other thing I've been doing is I've been kind of going through a kind of a spring cleaning of stuff and getting rid of a bunch of burned DVDs where I was collecting video unnecessarily. But one video came up was for the song by My Girls by Animal Collective, and it just got me to revisit this record this morning. Merriweather Post Pavilion came out in 2009. Really like this album, and they don't remind me of the Beach Boys. Their vocals do bring to mind the Beach Boys. So that's the most recent record that I actually put on the turntable. Mostly been involved, like I said, what I told you. Recently, someone asked me about Acid Mother's Temple. I didn't grab any records, but I'll respond here if you happen to see. I like Acid Mother's Temple. I have some of their albums, but they are the sort of band that I find work best live. And I don't listen to the records very much because some of them really don't hold up, in my opinion. What I saw versus what's on the record doesn't hold up. Another criticism I've had of Acid Mother's Temple is I've seen them 3 times. And the time I saw them, they had a drummer who I didn't think was up to snuff. He did not meet my standard, and honestly, the music suffered. If you're going to have drums, you better have a drummer, okay? Don't crap around. And I just really thought the drummer did not have a solid time for the band, and it just always bothered me when I saw them. And on the records that he's on, it's the same. Makoto Kawabata, the guitar player, I've hung out with him on 2 occasions. The second time that I bothered him after a show, it was wonderful. He said, "Oh, I remember you," and we talked. You know, we talked about, you know, it would be cool to work together, but, you know, I didn't follow it up. I don't have any money to follow it up with, and, you know. But Acid Mother's Temple, cool. When I pulled the Animal Collective to show in the other video, I just grabbed some records. I just grabbed that bunch. And I have this other Animal Collective album, Centipede Hurts. And I need to get back to this. I don't remember it. I don't think that I liked it as much as the one before. The next band, and then what was I? Oh, okay. So why are these records out? Okay. So besides Acid Mother's Temple, I got to ripping in my mind about other Japanese bands. I could go a long time about different Japanese bands, but another band that came to mind right away is Melt Banana, kind of a punk band. This band I've seen twice and had the privilege, of opening for them. My band Indrima, or rather the band Indrima that I'm a member of. We opened for them the last time I saw them, and Yako, the singer, signed this for me. I really like Melt Banana. It's more than punk. It's really some cool stuff. I've got a few of their albums. Melt Banana, Bambi's Dilemma. I highly recommend these guys, okay? Melt Banana. Frantic. Teeny Shiny, Melt Banana. This is good stuff. When I pulled these records this morning to show the Melt Banana, I just grabbed a few. And the records that were right next to the Melt Banana is this French band, Melody, Yesterlife. This one, you don't hear about it when they talk about prog rock. It is prog, but it's also, there's a bit of pop to it. It's from the 70s. This is no game changer, but this is good. So it deserves mention, and it's good. If you look this album up, you'll probably find that you like it. It's good melody. So this was in the lineup. The next was Gil Millet, pianist, jazz musician. This goes back to the 60s, one of the first marriages of electronics and jazz. Tome 6. It's rather stark, but I recommend this to be checked out and heard if you'd like to know the true history of electronic music and jazz. I've had this forever, since the 70s. Here's another one of his albums later on Blue Note, Gil Millet, Mindscape. This one actually reminds me of my approach to soundtrack music. I like this quite a bit. And I recommend these. These you can find, I think you can still find these for nothing because nobody knows about them. So I recommend them. And the other album that was in the lineup, Melvins, getting into my Melvins. I just grabbed this one. This is one I need to listen to. I bought this used a while back, and sometimes depending on when you buy a record, you will take the time to really absorb it, or you'll play it and then file it. And this is one that I filed, so I'm going to play this when I'm done with the video. I also wanted to say that I value the idea of the vinyl community. I want to encourage people to continue making videos. No, I really don't watch. I check in rarely. But the idea of the vinyl community to me is strong and important. Please just do your thing, okay? I don't feel compelled to watch other videos, hardly at all. But it's important that you folks make them and do your thing. Everything else sitting down there, like I said, I've been playing many records, so everything else down here you see, oh, well, actually, no. A while back, I was listening to some X-Mal Deutschland. You know this band from Germany, I believe? Yeah. They were on 4AD for a while, then they went pop, and I like the pop stuff too, but this is a single. There's Qual and Sehnsucht. Primitive sound, love this band. The singer, her voice and her eyes. I love her eyes. Oh yeah, I got into the Boris noise. I like this. It's kind of like Attention Please. I like it. Before I go, this morning I wanted to share some thoughts kind of related to me sharing more about who I am through the books that I showed you. Some other folks made some recommendations. I've read Thich Nhat Hanh. Thank you very much. Someone else suggested I write a book. People are trying to get me to write a book all the time. And writing a book is a labor, and I don't want to do it. I'm not interested. It doesn't matter that I could make money. Yeah, I need money. Am I a lazy fuck for not wanting to take it on? Well, you could say that, but that's not how I feel about it. I don't want to do it. Maybe I'll do it when I want to. Maybe I won't. Do I have a book in me? I've got a few books in me. But what I say on Facebook is I write the fucking book every day. I make comments online, and I turn around and people are sharing them, and I find multiple shares. So I'm speaking my voice in the here and now, you know. I'm really more focused on just being than that hustle, you know, worried about money. I hate it. I know it's reality, but I fucking hate it, okay? So I'm just not motivated to do things because I know I'll make money for it. I'm not. The other thing that was on my mind, because besides working on the house, the internet is my television. I don't have cable or satellite. And so That's my window to the world, and I watch documentaries and information programs. And I caught a thread regarding loneliness. Now, what I said this morning, I'm glad I'm remembering. Well, I'm not remembering. This is what I think. I always want to preface what I say about media stuff by saying that I really dislike and I loathe the way that the mainstream media outlets are so tightly controlled and propagandized. I hate the slant on stories and information. The mainstream media does not put out information in a way to empower and encourage the average human being. They put it out to mainly make us feel inadequate and to manipulate us. And it's real. It's true. Look at this world. Okay, don't tell me I'm imagining this shit. So when I was looking at the information and the news reports on loneliness, how they're saying there's an epidemic of loneliness. And now in an age of increased connectivity, we're more lonely than ever. Well, of course we are, because the focus is wrong. When I was really embracing Buddhist philosophy, I really got into the idea where nothing is right or wrong. We assign that value to it. And so I'm going to assign that value to what I think about propaganda and how people with money just have their foot on our neck. It's wrong, okay? In those, I watched a few reports and news essays on loneliness, and they weren't helpful. They don't offer solutions that are empowering. Medication is not the answer to loneliness. Absolutely is not. Therapy can be, but do you know what therapy means? This is something that can empower some of you. It empowered me when I learned the definition of therapy. Therapy is an exchange, is a communication that is helpful. Notice I didn't even say between two people, because you can do therapy to yourself. But when people talk to each other and the results of the conversation or the exchange is helpful, insightful, one that helps a person gain insight, helps them to see more clearly, that's therapy, okay? Therapy doesn't come from the other person, it comes from the person receiving it. This is the secret that I discovered while working as a mental health professional. And I think it's a real shame that the average person still thinks that the power is in the therapist. See, that's the power of the purse, the dollar talking. We'll keep you chained to us so we can get that, so I can make my fees. I guess it's more important to make the money than to actually help people. I fucking hate it. So the reason why I bring it up is because I live alone. I spend a lot of time alone, but I am not lonely. And the deal is, I check this. I said, am I fooling myself? No, I'm not. I'm not lonely. Loneliness, many people define it as an emotional state. But I would like to say that I think that definition is only partially true, that emotions are things that we feel, but they're fed by a mental script. A lot of loneliness has a lot to do with what we're thinking in regards to ourselves and our lives and other people. Much of that is a lie. It's something that got started in your life, or some kind of message you got. I'm not worthy, or I just don't know what to say to people. And other people can talk to people, but I can't do it. I understand the reality of dealing with those feelings and thoughts, but I also understand that the power is in attempting to change the script, which can be very difficult. But no one else can do it except you. That's why you go and get help, like a coach. Okay, you've been kicking yourself in the ass mentally for 25, 30 years now. It's time to try to change the script. It can be very hard. But that's a big part of loneliness. Many people are lonely in with people. It's an inner state. It doesn't have anything to do with other people. It has to do with what's going on with you. Many couples, married or otherwise, are very lonely and really have no business staying together. I don't know why the fuck people do it. I would rather be alone and not be bothered. I like my version of reality much better than most other people's, and that's what you have to do in relationships, is all this fucking compromise unless you are fortunate to find someone whose idea of the world and reality and things are in line with yours. I don't envy couples who have found that. They do exist, couples who really work well together, even the ones that fuss and fight. That's part of it. I don't envy that. I'm fine with my life. So I just wanted to share that. Loneliness is something you can do something about. Taking medication isn't the thing to do. Being needy for company isn't the answer either. Because if you're needy for company, your neediness is going to come across, and who the fuck's going to want to be around you? I said it online today on Facebook. Be nicer to yourself, and people around you will pick up on it and fall in line. In other words, do some work on yourself. Question some of the bullshit you believe about yourself or what you've been taught. Try a new way of thinking and feeling about yourself. I used to be very suicidal. Thankfully, I didn't make it. Because even when I was suicidal and hated myself, I was a people magnet. I've always been a people magnet. I accept it. It's a blessing, and it's also something to be dealt with. Yesterday, I was at the store, minding my own business, getting ready to order from the deli, and this man, he looked like he was Chinese, with some kids with him. And these kids, I never seen these people, they just come all up under me in my space, you know. They're next in line, but instead of crowding around Dad or whoever he is, they're all up in my business, and I look down, and this little kid, I never seen him beaming at me like he knew me. This happens all the time with all kinds of people everywhere all the time. So I'm never alone, okay? And I know, and I'm going to say it like that because I think you all need to hear something empowering. I know that it has partially to do with my frame of mind, how I'm feeling about myself. I am not leaving it up to the world to validate me, because you might get it, mostly you won't. Those are the kind of things I want to share while I'm here, besides talking about music. I used to teach this stuff, and I could still teach it, but the system, the way I teach is not, it doesn't work in the system. You know what I'm saying? The system always wants you to follow a system. I just want you to have information. So I'll do it here, okay? I have a gig this evening, so I'm making this, and I'm going to put it online because I'm going to be leaving here shortly to go and set up and be at the show. Be well, everyone. Love yourselves, work on it. And, I got to say one more thing. Take it however you want. I find it interesting that when I talk about religion and stuff, someone has to tell me that they're a person of faith. Like I care, I won't say the person's name because I like that person, but why do you have to tell me? Don't you? The reason why I'm ranting is because it's like those people just don't seem to be able to understand anything other than what they have been taught. A lot of people who are into faith do it out of fear. They don't question anything. They don't even know why they have faith. Faith in what? Why do you have the faith? Have you really questioned it? I have. That's why I've stepped away from it, okay? Man, think for yourselves.